everyone, and welcome to Designing with John Daly, CSEP. I'm Perry Jones. In this program, we will learn everything you ever wanted to know about linens and show you how they can make your event a very, very special one. So joining us now is our host, John Daly. Hi, John.
Hi, Perry. How are you?
Good, good. Now, I'm a little confused about this topic, okay? I want to know, what is the difference between linens and tablecloths? I mean, I know not all tablecloths are made out of linens, so I'm trying to decipher, is this a generic term?
It's very much a generic term. It's sort of like when you ask someone to go make a copy for you, 9 people out of 10 will say, will you make a Xerox of that for me?
Right.
Because Xerox was the first company that made copy machines. Right?
Okay.
And so when table linens were made long ago, long before you and I, they were normally made from the fabric, linen.
Okay.
And the reason they were made from linen is because linen is very, very durable. And it's very easy to clean. And when you iron it, it holds a very good press. And so, consequently, when people refer to tablecloths, very often they will say, what are the linens going to be like?
Okay.
And that's the whole thing.
Now, how do linens make your event so special?
Linens can, as far as I'm concerned, make or break an event.
Really?
I really believe so. I am a firm believer, and this is purely my belief, that you should always use a tablecloth that goes to the floor. If someone comes to me and they don't have the money necessarily for a centerpiece, but they have money for linens, or they have a set amount of money that they can spend, I will always suggest that they use a tablecloth that's going to go to the floor. The reason being is it sort of grounds the table. It brings the table from the floor up as opposed to the gap.
Okay.
The gap in between the table and the tablecloth. And you're seeing the ugly legs of the table. I just think it's a much finer, more finished look. So, consequently, I suggest, first of all, doing the cloth to the floor. If the money is there, I like to see an overlay used. There's so many different techniques that we're going to go through today, as a matter of fact, that you can do with overlays. I mean, it's really neat. I like to use linens to pick up the room decor, because what it does then is you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. Once again, I know I use bang for your buck a lot, but you're getting a lot because if you use a linen that goes with the decor of the rest of the room, people feel as though the entire room was decorated around the usage of linen.
Okay.
So what you're doing is it's making it all looks much bigger than it really is. Another place that I think that linens are very important is a formal sit-down dinner. When you're having a formal sit-down dinner and most of your evening is going to be spent at the table, you don't need to decorate all the way around the room necessarily. You can just use the table itself as the decor. It's a great conversation piece. When people come into a room, just to look around the room, I love to do different treatments of linens in a room, throughout an entire room. Once again, it's an icebreaker. It's a way for people to start talking to each other. When people sit down at a table, if they don't know each other necessarily sitting at the table, they can feel the texture of the textures, all different textures, all different patterns, all together makes up, it can make or break an event as far as I'm concerned.
That's great.
A room that's got a huge high ceiling, an airplane hangar, you don't want people looking up, you want to keep them down, you want to keep their eye down. So what you want to do is you want to put a cap, I call it a cap, on the room. And once that cap is there, the eye is going to concentrate down below. I'll do that an awful lot with using centerpieces on a high epern, because it brings the decor down. Another way that I think it's really important, I can just name them off for you, Perry, isn't it nice when you sort of, when you snuggle down in your bed at night, isn't it nice to feel those covers over you?
Yeah.
Well, when you sit down to a dining table that has a wonderful, lush fabric falling on your lap, it sort of gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling before you've even started the evening.
Makes you feel comfortable.
Makes you feel comfortable. And after all, that's what we're after.
Well, John, I'm really looking forward to seeing what you're going to be creating with linens.
Well, we're going to have some fun. We're going to mix up some textures. We're going to do some rosettes. We're going to do some swags. We've got a lot ahead of us, so let's get to it.
Okay. Ooh, John, the stars are out tonight. Are there stars in my eye?
There are. And there's also stars all over the tabletop.
I love this.
Isn't it great?
Very contemporary.
And very, very shiny.
Yes.
Looking at the top of the table, it's got a lot of interest going on with it
Right.
because of the stars. But yet it's not too busy.
Right,
You
not
know,
too
there's elegance to it as well. This is a Lurex lame,
Okay.
as a matter of fact. And the great thing about this is it is double-sided. As you can see here, it's the opposite side has a satin back, and then it has the silver stars.
So that's why you did it this way, where you just lifted it up and so they could see the other side
That's
of it.
right. We've just done that sort of a treatment. You see, it's a very simple thing to do, actually. All we did here, Perry, is we just picked up the fabric from, this is a square overlay.
Okay.
It's a 90-inch square overlay. And we've just brought it down. It's as you can see, it goes to the floor.
Right.
And we don't want it to be on the floor. So what we'll do is we just bring it up, and we fold it over. And what you've done is you're exposing the back as well.
Okay.
The back part of the cloth.
Okay.
So what you're getting is a little bit more of a different look all the way around the table. Use your handy-dandy
The
T-pin.
T-pins are back.
Right? And you just sort of lift the fabric and separate.
Okay, John, I see this way, but really, let me talk here for a minute. Have you ever had a client that walked in and saw something that you did and said, well, I like it, but is there another option?
Absolutely, Perry. It happens all the time.
Really? Now, how would you
Right.
handle that?
Well, we would go with some different ideas. Now, for instance, on this one, here, very simply, we could take the same cloth, same square look, and just go with an entirely different look. You might want to take this and maybe gather it up, figure out what is going to be the same spot all the way around the table. I've got about maybe 12 inches here or so, and I'm just going to bring it up to the top of the table, throw it right over the top, and I'm going to take the T-pin, once again, put it in, and then drop the overlay down.
Okay.
And you see, what you've got here is an entirely different look,
That's pretty.
but it's all from the same square tablecloth.
Right. Oh, that's great. Well, it's important to have other options.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely.
Now, I love the napkins. Were those custom made for you in this table?
Actually, the napkins were custom made.
Yeah.
And this is a lame back, and then it has, you don't want to wipe your mouth with the lame, so it's got a cotton back with just the lame. And then the way we folded it is to expose both the colors, both the black and the silver.
That's great. And I love the stars.
Yeah, just a little star garland. Isn't that neat?
That's great.
That, once again, a hobby shop. That's where you
Really?
can pick it up, right?
Just pennies.
And in the center of the table, what we did was just a simple mirror, place the bubble bowl on top of it.
That's
So you get the reflection back and forth. And then adding the votive candles to it in the same shape as the bubble bowl
So
just adds a
pretty.
little bit more interest.
Well, this table has a lot of glimmer, but you know what? I'm glad you brought up the candles. On particularly fabric like this, on the lamaze, do you ever have to worry about it being flame retardant, or do you have to treat them?
That's a really good question. I'm glad you asked. In certain states in the United States, within the United States, linens need to be flame retarded. Normally it is not a problem though, and the reason being is if you have a fabric that has been flame retarded, the moment that fabric is washed, the flame retardant is gone. And so normally states do not require, always though, Perry, it's best to check with the fire marshal in whatever part of the country you're going to be in.
Right, just to be safe.
Just to be safe. But normally you're not going to have a problem with table linens.
Okay, so you don't have to worry about that.
The place that you're going to have problems, as I mentioned to you when we did the video on the ceiling treatments, is when you're using fabric around a room as decoration. For instance, if you're doing a whole ceiling treatment, then you're going to have that done. If you're upholstering walls, yes, then you have to have that frame.
Because you're covering a bigger area.
You're covering a bigger
Okay.
area, and you're covering a place that it could become more of a problem.
Okay. Now, John, to complete the look, you have the classic tie on the chairs. Or is this a sash too?
Well, it is a sash actually, but we've treated it differently than we've done on some of the other tables. But what we've done here is we just brought the sash and we opened it up full width.
Okay.
So what you're getting is the front of the chair has a lot of silver showing, and also the back does too. And then just a real simple bow on the back.
That's great. Now, do you have to tie these as well, or put the T-pins in, hold them in place, or they?
It's not necessary, no, because what you've got is the tension, and because the chair is rounded, it will hold.
Okay.
It will stay in place.
Okay. And you also have used the chair covers.
Right. It's a simple black polyester chair cover. And actually what it does in this particular case, Perry, is it picks up the same fabric that is used for the undercloth on this particular table.
Right.
We just used a very inexpensive black polyester tablecloth.
Well, John, once again, this linen look, I think it's more of a fun look.
It is. It's a lot more fun. And the good thing about it, just a few little things like the star garland.
Right.
Just a few little different treatments with pinning up this very simple tablecloth, a very simple square overlay.
Right.
And you've got something, it's once again the perceived value.
Right. That's fabulous. Well, I'm ready to see the next example.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go.
John, you obviously invited Doris Day to this event.
Right, that's who the party is for, and please don't eat the daisies.
This is beautiful, though. It's so fresh and happy.
It's kind of like a breath of spring, isn't it?
It really is. It's beautiful. Now, would you particularly use this outdoors, or can you use it indoors, too? I mean, this whole look of linens?
Well, this look, I would say, would be really good outdoors, especially with the white folding chairs.
Right.
It's a real good outdoor look. Another thing that we did here, I wanted to point out to you here, Perry, is what we did to the overlay here is we tied it in a knot,
Right.
the corner of it. And the reason we did that really was twofold. First of all, twofold, no pun intended.
I was going to say.
But what we wanted to do was tie it off to give it a nice look and have a little bit of swag. But also what this does is, because it would be outdoors, is it holds the tablecloth down. You know how you're always having the tablecloth fly up because of the wind?
That's great.
That will avoid that.
So it acts as an anchor.
Absolutely.
Now, what shape is this overlay?
This is just a square overlay.
Okay, so
And what it's gone over, this is a 60-inch round table, which a 60-inch round table is usually used anywhere from 8 to 10 people.
Okay.
And if it's super formal, then you would put 6 at a 60-inch round.
Okay.
What we've done on this is use the 60-inch round with a 72-inch square overlay and a 120-inch round tablecloth.
Now, John, when I think of gingham, I think of red and white. I love your choice of colors.
Well, you know, that's true. Most of the time when you think of gingham, you do think of red and white. But that's exactly why we chose yellow and white and green and white, is to give it all just a little bit of a twist.
Now, John, can you get these in other colors with some of your linen companies?
Absolutely. When you're dealing with a first-class linen company, they'll usually do just about anything for you custom,
Okay.
if it is something that they could rent again.
Okay.
I know
yeah.
that I have that relationship with the linen companies that I work with.
Great. Well, I love how you put it all together with the floral arrangement and the raffia. This is great with the
isn't
napkins.
It's just tied right off, and it matches the braid, the raffia braid that we put around the
Right.
basket in the center of the table.
Right.
And it gives it a real sort of a casual look.
Kind of a country look.
Yeah, country.
This is super. Well, it looks perfect. It kind of takes me back to some of my days growing up in Texas. Has
Oh,
that
yeah.
picnic look and everything.
Sure,
you know.
sure.
But really, in the summertime, it can get very hot. And a lot of our events or parties take place indoors. We have the air conditioner. We can be a little more
course.
comfortable.
Sure.
But this actually looks maybe a little too casual. Do you have some other ideas on how you can perhaps change the look?
Make it a little more formal.
Yeah.
Sure. It'd be a very simple thing. You could remove the raffia from the napkins, maybe remove the braid off of the tabletop. Definitely you could change the chairs, use more like a ballroom chair and use a chair cover. As a matter of fact, Perry, why don't we take a look at it looking that way? It's an entirely different look.
Oh, great.
Come on over here.
Now, John, what have you done here?
Well,
You've changed the chairs.
changed the chairs, yeah. We changed the chairs. We changed the napkins.
Uh-huh.
Took the napkin, took the raffia off the napkin.
Right. So it's a lot cleaner look.
A lot cleaner. And it's a little tiny bit more formal. Just
Yes.
a little bit.
Yeah, it
But
looks
still keeping it casual by adding a little daisy just to the napkin.
Right.
Poking it right down instead of the napkin.
Once again, your special touch.
Ah, thanks.
Lace. This is beautiful. It's absolutely one of my favorite looks.
Isn't it a pretty look?
It is.
I really love just what it does. Just that it's so delicate.
Very simple.
Very, very simple and very, very delicate.
Now, this is perfect for a wedding.
Yeah, it really would be perfect for a wedding. You would know that, of course, being a blushing bride.
John, I'm going to say it again. I wish I knew you 6 months ago because you've really come up with some other fabulous ideas. I would have never thought about putting lace on the chairs. And, well, we'll talk about that.
Sure. Do you know what we did here? Is we used a stark white moire undercloth.
Okay. Is that expensive?
Moire usually does run more than a cotton cloth would, absolutely more than cotton.
Okay.
But do you know the reason for it is when you come up to the table, it just really feels good.
It does. It has a real luxurious feel.
Very, very luxurious. And so we wanted to do that for this, especially using the lace. Then we took an ecru lace and we took another 120-inch cloth. And the reason that we did 120-inch cloth is you'll notice the big deep pleats here and the swagging all the way around the table.
It's so pretty.
The way you can get that is because you have so much fabric. Because it's 120 inches, bring it up and pleat it and pin it all the way around the table.
So it has almost a scallop type of a look.
Exactly.
That's pretty.
Then we did, as you can see, with the napkin, we tied the napkin off just with some real simple voile ribbon.
It's pretty.
And then everyone gets the keepsake.
Isn't that great?
Everyone gets a rose to take home.
Oh, it's so pretty. Now, John, this looks so expensive. Is this linen lace?
No, actually, this is polyester. It's machine-made polyester lace.
Okay.
But what we did here, and this is back to the secret of why the table does have that very, very expensive,
Right, rich
pristine elegance to it. That's why we use the moire undercloth.
Oh.
Because the moire gives the good feel, as I said before, and
Right.
it's also a heavier fabric.
Right.
And then you can take a polyester lace and put it over the top, and it still has a really rich
Right.
feeling and texture to it.
It is beautiful. And you also used it on the chairs. I love that
We
look.
did. That was
Yeah.
another reason that we wanted to go with the polyester. We've taken a 45-inch square tablecloth, just a regular table overlay, and we take it and drape it over the chair right in the center of the cloth, bringing the cloth right down to the edge of the seat of the chair in the front here. Just drop it over. And then, you know, as I'm doing this, Perry, I'm looking at it, and we could really do something else just by taking a T-pin and bringing the T-pin up in the back here. That would also make a very pretty look.
It is pretty. It looks like a bridal veil.
It really does look like a bridal veil. But what we're going to do, I'll show you how to do the other one, is we're going to grab it from the sides, and we're going to gather all of the fabric to the back. And we're going to start very tightly twisting. And we're just going to continue twisting this all around. And you'll see what's happening here, Perry. It's going to make its own rosette as we twist it tighter and tighter. It will just start to make its own rosette. You see how it's doing that,
Yeah.
Perry? It's just doing that, actually, all on its own.
So you just keep twisting it around and it does.
Yes.
Creates its own flower.
It will create its own flower, right.
That's pretty. Now, how do you secure it?
It will secure itself. It's the tension that will just keep it secured on its own.
So you start
see
bringing-
how it's going right up into it?
Yeah.
And then as you keep going, twisting, twisting, all around, then you'll just take this very end of the twist. See, it's just getting tighter and tighter. And you bring it right to the back, and it just secures itself.
Well, that's great.
And it's a real simple thing to do.
I like that. Now, if you wanted to add a flower on the back there, you could too.
You could add a flower, or you could add a ribbon, the same ribbon as we've done around the napkin. We could tie it off right here and have some ribbon streamers come down the back of the chair. That would be really good too.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's a very, very simple thing to do. The one thing that you have to be aware of, though, is to allow enough time for treatments like this, because they do take time. And the more you're doing, the more time they're going to take.
This is another beautiful use of linens and the roses. It's very popular, isn't it, with people?
Very, very popular. And this chintz now, the chintz fabric is so popular now.
It's pretty.
It really is. It's real crisp looking. Really, it's really kind of English.
Yeah, it is. And you didn't use any overlays on the chairs. Now, why is that?
Very often, you don't have to. Now, here we are at the Santa Barbara Biltmore.
Right.
And they happen to have these great ballroom chairs.
Right.
So we didn't have to take any of our money and put it into a chair cover to cover up a normal, everyday
Right.
ballroom chair that isn't so pretty.
Oh, it matches beautifully with
And
this.
the colors, you see,
Yeah.
that's where we went with putting the colors that are in the surrounding room, the colors that are in the upholstery on the chairs. We also used regular hotel linen for the napkins with the mauve and the mauve undercloth. That's
right.
all hotel.
Now, is this a pretty typical color that hotels use?
It's a very popular color now.
That's pretty, yeah.
So you're
that's right.
seeing a lot of that, that and the peach tones and so on and so forth. So what we did, Perry, is we picked an overlay because of a budget constraint of just an overlay that's going to go with the chairs, with the undercloth, with the napkins that they already have existing here in the
Right.
hotel. That way, we were able to put more money into the floral centerpiece.
Beautiful roses, too.
And picked up the roses right off of the table.
Such a pretty setting. Very
Also, we picked up the roses. Right here, we made rosettes all the way around the table. Did you notice
Oh,
those?
look at that. I didn't.
And
Now,
that causes a scallop.
right. Now, did you use, is this a square linen or is this a round?
This is a square overlay.
Okay.
But the same thing, the same sort of a treatment, the rosette, that could be done with a round cloth as well.
Okay.
Actually, it's a little more difficult to do with a round cloth, although it can be done just as well. And you're going to get a fuller effect of the scallop around the edge if you use a round cloth instead. A round cloth, I want to add, though, Perry, that would go to the floor normally, a 120.
All right.
But with the square overlay, what you do is, you see how we've put this together here?
Now, it looks difficult.
No, it's very, very simple. You see, you've just got your square,
Uh-huh.
and this is coming down to the ground.
Right.
It's a 90-inch square.
Right.
And we did something very similar that we did on the chair backs, is we gather the fabric together, always putting the selvage to the rear, right? And then we just start twisting again. But what I've done is I've first wrapped the selvage all the way in, so you're never going to see that.
You have finished edges.
That's right. That's so important.
And you just keep twisting until
Just keep twisting.
you get a curve.
And then you see what I did there? I just
Okay.
curved it around
Right.
and twist it. And then really almost, well, what you're doing basically is you're pulling a knot through.
Oh, yeah.
And just pull it through. Once again, wanting to cover up your selvage. And just fluff that out. And there you go.
It's so pretty. It just gives it a nice finished look.
A real simple but very, very nice look. Keeping with the whole rose theme.
Right. Oh, that's beautiful, John. John, the chairs. Now, this is definitely vintage John Daly. I love it.
It's a real different look, isn't it?
Now, is it finished this way, really?
Absolutely, and that's what I'm hoping everyone will say when they walk into the ballroom full of chairs like this.
This
It
is
will
great.
certainly get their attention, won't it?
This is great. Now, do people really just sit in them this way, or do they actually move them
No,
around?
they'll move them around. They'll generally
Only
move
I
them.
would do it, right?
Right.
Now, I've noticed, too, that you've left the chairs pretty plain. I mean, there's not a sash around them.
No, we didn't do any sash on this, and the reason for that is we've got a very, very busy overlay. Lots of color happening.
Right.
Looks almost like it's paint splattered.
It does, yeah.
But we didn't want to take away from that and add anything else to confuse it. I think if I were going to do any sort of a sash on these, I would do something with all of these different colors, a solid color, picking up the blues and the oranges and the reds and so on.
That would be pretty.
That's the only
psychedelic.
way I would change it, if I wanted to add more to it.
Right.
But I like the simple look.
I do too.
I really
mean,
do.
It does have a great statement. Now, what kind of treatment would you say this overlay has? It's not a scallop.
Well, actually, it's a lot more structured than that. We've just taken the overlay itself is also another 120-inch round, which would normally go to the floor.
Right.
And we just gathered it up and hid the pin underneath the
Oh, I see.
the fabric itself.
Right.
And then just dropped it down
That looks great.
and gave a much more of a structured look. And we only did this in 4 different places around the table
Oh, that looks great.
because we didn't want it to get a real scallopy look.
Right. You didn't want it to be a feminine type of a look.
Not
with
at
these
all.
colors.
Just something very structured, the same way the centerpiece was designed to be extremely structured.
I love this. But you know, I also know with the centerpieces, usually they say that you don't want anything too high, but this one you can see right through, so it wouldn't
That-
bother the guest.
Exactly. You can bring up a lot of height, as we discussed in the centerpiece tape.
Right.
The height is fine if you can see through it.
Right. Oh, I love this linen look. And you've kept the napkins very simple, too.
Very simple, just picked up one of the colors and the black undercloth.
And just
That was
knotted it?
And just did a very, very simple knot.
That's
just
great.
Just tied it off. First rolled it, and then just did a tie off on it.
Well, that's definitely a simple look, but it does have a great big statement.
A
This
lot
is
of
fun.
pizzazz.
Yeah.
A lot of pizzazz. This is really a good table for the budget-minded as well, because you've really put your money here in your overlay and the centerpiece, but not a terribly lot of money. But when you fill a room with all of these colors and then perhaps around the room do some uplighting and all of the colors that are used on the table, it's a great look.
That is fabulous.
Really is.
And John, when I look at this table, I immediately think of warmth. It's got a real richness to it.
It's all the colors that are used here, are all the warm tones, the tones that, like we've talked about before, the tones that bring the feeling of warmth and contentment and comfort.
Yeah,
They're the comfort colors.
It really reads that. It makes people want to sit here and just take their time enjoying their dinner, not rushing around.
Right, right. And that's done for a specific reason. This is we're like putting a cap on this, on the table setting itself. That would be done if you were doing a formal sit-down dinner, and there was going to be a cocktail period in another area,
Right.
you know, another, perhaps on the patio, or
Right.
perhaps in the
another room.
lounge. They would have cocktails, and then they're coming in, and they're going to sit down, and they're just going to enjoy a gourmet meal.
This looks great. Now, this overlay, to me, looks like it would be very, very expensive.
This is an expensive overlay.
Is it?
Everything about this table really is reading expensive, and that's because it is.
As simple matter as it is.
That's the way it is, right.
Now, again, you chose not to use any overlays on the chairs.
Right, we didn't use any chair covers,
Chair covers.
once again, because the colors work so well with what we have going here already. That is, like I say, Perry, it's so important to look at any space. What we call it is a site check. Before we do an event, we always do a site check of the room.
And that is just looking at the colors in the room.
The colors in the room, the feeling of the room. You can find out where the electrical is in the room. You can find out what the carpet is all about.
So you pull it all in the
So you're
linens.
pulling it all in. So you don't end up fighting it. You know, if we came in here and there were purple carpeting, that would be a problem.
Right.
So we've checked the colors with the carpet and we've brought it all up, but yet the room has very, very high ceilings, and we want to create that warmth. So that's why we used an epergne for the floral, to make a large piece that's going to cap the table.
Oh, it's beautiful. Now, I've noticed that you have matching flowers, the centerpiece, as well as what you've used on the corners.
That's right. Another way of grounding. We've brought that same feeling from the centerpiece right down to the tabletop.
Now, how did you do that? Is this, again, a round or a square overlay?
This is a square, and we've just gathered it together and we've tied it off. Actually, we took a rubber band and tied off the fabric, and then we did this cluster of the dried hydrangeas with a little bit of the dried material in the raffia.
That's
And we
great.
took that cluster and put it behind the rubber band so it would hold.
So it's very simple, too.
So it's a very easy thing to do. All of these clusters can be made beforehand. So you come in with the rubber bands and you do your gather and you tie it off. It's almost like making a ponytail.
Okay, all
And
right.
tie it off and then use the cluster of flowers right behind the rubber band.
And you tied it all together with, I love this color, seafoam green, is that
It's
what you call
seafoam
it? That's
green,
great.
right.
I'm learning, see, I'm hanging around you long
You're
enough.
doing
I'm
very,
picking
very well. Very, very well. But notice we used the seafoam green undercloth,
Right.
brought it right up here. We picked out a tone in the fabric here. You see this color here? And we picked that because of the dishes.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Beautiful table.
And then you've got a little bit of sparkle in the center, but yet it's not glitzy. It's very rich and
Yeah.
old world feeling.
Yeah, it does. It almost looks like a tapestry.
It really does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Very, very pretty look.
Oh, John, this table's absolutely exquisite. But you know, looking at it with all of the gold and the plumes, I imagine it was very expensive.
Quite the contrary.
Really?
Right.
How did you do that?
Well, it's the choice of the different fabrics that we used for the tablecloths.
Okay.
The lame, the gold lame, and the silver or the black lurex
Oh, that's
coupled together bring a lot of shimmer and shine to the whole table, which gives it a very elegant look.
Women love that too. Lots of pretty light around their face.
Absolutely.
Oh, this
And
is-
when the light shines down on this, it will reflect back.
Okay.
A lot of glimmer.
Oh, that sounds pretty. Now, what is this technique? I've noticed it's just laid on the top of the linen.
It's just a simple 72-inch round overlay that we've put on top of the table, and then we've done a treatment that's called ruching.
Now, what is ruching? I love all these terms I'm learning.
Ruching is just when you take the cloth, and what you do actually is just sort of gather it together, wrinkle it all up,
Just
basically.
kinda mess it up?
Yeah, just kind of mess it up, bring it all around. But what that does is it gives it, the top of the table, a different texture.
Right. Okay.
And so the light is going to reflect differently off of all the different parts of the tablecloth.
Now, how do you keep this in place? I know your plates are on top of it, but do you have to enforce it some way?
Absolutely, because they're eventually going to take the plates away.
Right.
And
right.
so you don't want the top of the table to end up being messed up.
Okay.
So you can do one of two things. It can either be pinned on the edges, just in certain places. You don't have to do it very often. You can either pin it, or you could use Velcro.
Okay.
And it comes just like tape comes. And you could just cut off a little piece. It's a double stick. And you stick a piece to the top of the table and a piece to the fabric, and then put it together.
Oh, that's
And it's just
great.
Velcroed together.
And also, now napkins, I've noticed, well, black, of course, is always very sophisticated looking,
Right,
too.
right. And what we chose on this particular treatment was to do a very, very simple fold on the napkin.
Now, what would you call it? Is there a certain term
It's
for
a
this?
pocket fold.
A pocket fold.
Right.
Okay.
And the reason we chose that fold is it's real flat, and we had so much going on top of the table. What we wanted to do was have something that wouldn't take away from everything else.
So keeping it very basic.
Keeping it very, very basic, yes.
All right, now you're coming around to my favorite part of this table. I love these chairs, John. I love the plumes.
Aren't they great?
I love them, but how did you keep the feathers on the back of the chair?
We use a little disc. Here's one of them right here.
Okay.
This is called an Oasis.
Is that like the Oasis?
That's like Oasis. Now, Oasis is a trade name. That is a product name, but it's called, what it really is floral foam.
Okay.
What you would want to ask for, though, is called Oasis.
Oasis.
And you can see this is in a little plastic cage. Now, this can be soaked in water, and it will hold water.
Oh, so you can actually put real flowers in there too and keep them for a
You can
while.
do real flowers as well. What we did on this particular one is we just took the Oasis and we left it dry. Because for the feathers, obviously, we don't have to have it
Right,
wet.
right.
What we did with the Oasis is we just took, once again, the T-pin.
T-pin. The
and
famous T-pin.
The famous T-pin, the staple of the business, and we just pin it to the back of the chair, right onto the chair cover, because what you don't want to do is go into the back of the chair and damage the chair itself.
Right.
But you just attach it to the back, and then you put in your feathers.
Oh, that's
Now
great.
then, if you have a lot of these to do, though, Perry, it's a real good thing to use the Velcro again,
Oh,
and you put a little piece of the Velcro on the back,
okay.
and you just peel it off, and then you can stick it right onto the back of the chair.
Oh, that's great.
That way, if you have, 100 or so chairs to do,
Right.
it can happen very, very quickly.
That's great. And I noticed that you also chose every other chair, too, so this obviously is for the ladies.
It's obviously for the ladies, yeah. The reason we did every other chair is otherwise it can be a little bit too much, for one thing. And for another thing, you can see the bows that we've used
I love
here.
those sashes.
It
Now,
it
what did
gives
you-
a little bit of variance.
Yeah. Now, how did you do that? You just took some fabric and...
We took some fabric. It takes approximately 3 yards of fabric. And you can buy the fabric. It's usually 36 inches wide. And all you need to do is cut a strip that's 12 inches. 12 inches wide.
All right.
And approximately, it's a good idea to have a good 3 yards.
Okay,
So
you
for
have
every
big
3
bows.
yards, you're getting 3 sashes. And then when you start to put it onto the back of the chair, just like we learned in the buffet tape,
Right.
you want to definitely fold over your selvage.
Okay. So you have the finished look.
So you have a finished look, and you just bring it to the back, and you do a regular bow. Just tie off the bow, just like a shoelace type bow.
That's great.
And then afterwards, Perry, just take it and open it up, fluff it up a little bit.
All right. Well, now, what about the overlays on the chair?
The chair covers.
Uh-huh.
Well, these now, it's a new thing, relatively a new thing, to have chair covers. They've only been making them, I would say, about 5 years. But it's amazing the difference,
Yeah.
the difference that they're coming up with. They have them now, all different types of chair covers. And it's the dressing that you choose to use on them.
Right. Well, again, like we said, it looks like a very expensive table dressing, but here you were able to do it because of the choice of colors. The black, obviously, is very basic, but still, it really says elegance.
Absolutely.
Now, these are already made.
The chair
you're
cover
saying?
is made, but
Okay.
there's one thing I'd like to caution you about.
Okay.
If you're using other than a regular standard ballroom chair, and that's normally the one with the rounded back, you want to get a sample of the chair cover and test it first, because they don't fit all chairs.
Okay.
Now, there are chair covers that are spandex, and
So
those
they can stretch.
they can stretch and they can fit the shape of just about any type of chair.
Now, where would you find the chair covers?
These happen to come from a linen company in the Chicago area called Table Toppers.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, all of the linens have come from Table Toppers.
That's great. Once again, a fabulous job. So thank you for sharing some of your secrets.
Absolutely. Here is some vital information to help match the correct linen sizes with your table selections. Keep in mind that the standard table height is 30 inches, and the rest, as they say, is elementary. If your table size is a 72-inch round, a 132-inch round linen is needed to create a drop to the floor. If your table size is a 60-inch round, a 120-inch linen is needed to create a drop to the floor. A 60-inch round table with a 90-inch round linen will have a 15-inch drop. A 36-inch round table with a 90-inch round linen will have a 27-inch drop, or close to the floor. To box skirt an 8-foot banquet table, a 60 by 120-inch banquet cloth will skirt the front, top, and sides. If you find it necessary to skirt the table all around, use 2 of these cloths in the same configuration. Never underestimate the impact that correct linen treatment can create for your event. It's one of the most subtle ways to evoke an emotional response from your guests. Linens play upon the senses of touch and sight. Though sizes and shapes will vary, linen treatments can comfort and caress, soothe and calm, excite and dazzle. Whether your decor objective be to create uniformity or variety, utilizing in-stock items or imaginative custom designs. The final effect is always the same, memorable. In this world of theatrical special events, linen treatments are, in essence, the costume that create drama.